Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. So we've gone over my top games for different consoles, so NES and the Sega Genesis. This time we're going to be going over my top 5 games for the SNES. So just a reminder, these are not my all-time favorite games. These are just my favorite games that I've played so far for this channel. So let's get into it. So first off, we have Darius Twin. I mean, how can you go wrong with a game that's about fighting space fish? Or spaceships that are shaped like fish? I mean, it's just a no-brainer. It's an awesome game. Out of all the Darius games that I've played and just all the different ones that I know about, Darius Twin is my favorite. It's the one that, it plays really well, it looks great, and it's a lot of fun to, sit down with a friend and go through. Just like the others, it's a really hard game. It's definitely not easy, because it does what a lot of other shooters do, makes you have one-hit kills. The enemies are all freakishly stronger than what you are, and yeah, it's all about memorization. But it's not a game that's impossible. This was one that I found while I was game hunting, and I just really love Darius Twin. It is such a great game. Metal Marines is one that I've talked about before a couple times. It's made another list as well, but it's such a great game. It's one of those that I feel like it's been kind of forgotten about. You don't really hear people talk about, just Metal Marines anymore, because it wasn't part of a franchise. It only had, it was just this one game ported to the PC and then over to the SNES. Doesn't get mentioned as much as it probably should. It's got a really awesome plot. The graphics are really nice. The cutscenes are kind of cool. It's just a fun game to play. If you do want to go look for this one, though, I would definitely recommend trying to find the PC port. It is much better to play this game with a mouse than it is with an SNES controller. It can be done, but it's just better with a mouse. Final Fantasy IV is a game that I didn't play when I was growing up. I didn't even know about the sequels, I just knew about the first game. And then finding this one on ROM, hearing about it from my friends, and then trying it out over the years has been a lot of fun. Seeing a lot of the stuff that would probably end up in future Final Fantasy games. I don't know if they were direct inspirations, but you can kind of tell some of the things in it were going to pop up. Especially with this little cutscene that we have here with an actual weapon going into play, and how that kind of translates to Final Fantasy VII. While I like Final Fantasy VI more than this, it's still, a very fun game, and I haven't played 6 yet for this channel. So, going back and playing 4, and actually, getting farther than I had before, beating the game, and just remembering all the weird stuff that's in this. It was a lot of fun to play it. And like a lot of other Final Fantasy games, this has been ported to a lot of different systems, so you've got plenty of opportunities to play this game again. Okay, ActRaiser is amazing. It's really, really awesome. This was one I had absolutely no clue about when I first started, collecting games. This was a rental that my friend Drew and I messed that up already. This was a rental. My friend Drew and I found it. He told me about it because he had played it before. And then when I tried it out, we went over to his house and played the first few stages of it. It was awesome. to the point where I wanted to try to find this game on ROM, and yeah, it was just absolutely amazing. I also think the remake is very good as well. It's got some problems that kind of keep it from being as good as the original, but it's a really great game. The last one is Chrono Trigger. I can't stress how much I really like this game. I do find out new stuff about it just when I go through and when I read books about it, when I play the game. There's so much stuff in this that I probably knew, and just over the last 20 to 30 years, I've forgotten over time. I know it's not quite 30, but you get the idea. It's really quite impressive just how much stuff they were able to jam into this game, especially on an SNES cartridge. I do wish that I don't think it was possible on the SNES, but I do wish like the anime cutscenes from the PS1 version were in this game. And going back and thinking about it, I probably should have played the PS1 port, but whatever. I played the SNES port, and it's still as awesome as the first time I tried it. Much like Final Fantasy IV, there are plenty of options to play this game again, so definitely check it out. So now let's move on to my final thoughts. I just realized I start a lot of sentences with so. Whatever. These 5 games are just really great. They definitely kind of stand out from the others that I've played. If I had played more SNES games, I would have added other stuff to it. You probably would have seen Pirates of Dark Water on here. You probably would have seen at least 1 or 2 of the final fights on here. And yeah, it would have been a little bit of a different list. I had to go back and kind of look at all the different episodes that I've done. I've considered adding some other stuff because I did play I did read about a few other SNES games. But so far, these are the ones that I played. I really enjoyed them. I know there are a couple of ones that are pretty much no-brainers, like Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger on the list. I just haven't played that many, at least not for the channel. So, yeah, this will definitely get revised probably next year at some time. Anyway, that's going to wrap things up. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let me know what your favorite SNES games are. Talk to you guys later. Bye.